welcome to Learn Korean Phrases Part 2. Should I say Part 2 or Day 2? I'm not sure what's the best. But today we're going to go over some basic phrases like question words, because when you're meeting someone, you don't just introduce yourself and then that's it. You want to also ask some questions, right? So, and question words are obviously very, very useful, like the who, what, when, where, why, how words themselves. But it's true, if you really think about it, to ask why and how, it might be a little bit difficult to understand what they're saying. Because if you ask like, oh, why did you come to the US? Then they're gonna talk, and you might not understand right away. You know what I mean? So today we'll keep it basic once again, just simple stuff, things that you can ask someone when you are getting to know someone and after you have introduced yourself. So for this, let's first review what we did last time. So, 네, 코리 씨 안녕하세요. So if you have specific questions, please let me know. But we're gonna start by reviewing what we did last week. So last time the goal of the day was I can introduce myself by sharing basic information. We went over 안녕하세요. 저는 blank입니다. And in Korean, last name comes first. 반갑습니다. 저는 blank에서 왔어요. If you want to say I'm from the US, you can say 저는 미국에서 왔어요. Or you can say 저는 미국 사람이에요. Person. 나이는 age, in number, native number, 살이에요. And if you want to say like 잘 부탁드립니다, it's a common phrase. 잘 부탁드립니다. 취미는 blank이에요 or blank이에요. For your job, 직업은 blank이에요 or blank이에요. 있어요 means have or exist. 이에요 is the be verb. 해요 to do. 만들어요 to make. 좋아해요 to like. And the specific question was, how do you say I've been learning Korean for 2 years? You can say 저는 한국어 2년 동안 배웠어요. 저는 한국어 2년 동안 배웠어요. 배웠어요 means learned. 동안, in this case, would be for the word for. 2년, 2 years. 한국어, Korean. 저는, the subject word, so I. So once again, Korean, roughly speaking, it's like backwards sentence order from the English. So any questions at this point before we do anything new? Okay, looks like there are no specific questions. Good. Okay, thanks for your response. Okay, so I'm gonna put our goal of the day. So once again, our goal is going to be, I can ask for basic information about a person I just met. How does that sound? Oh, hello Army for Life. What's your question? All vowel sounds the same? I'm confused. Oh no. Well. They are not the same. In a nutshell, a very quick answer would be they're not the same. I think maybe some of them are sounding similar to you. I have a hunch. I have some videos where I go over some sounds, like usually this third one, o, and then this fifth one, o, they usually get confused. So maybe scroll down and then you'll probably see a video where I go over that. You'll see the thumbnail has one of these letters. And then let me know if it still is confusing. But it's a, ya, o, yo, o, yo, u, you, I. Fighting! Okay, so when you ask for basic information to a person you just met, what are some things that you can say? You can obviously ask for their name, right? Okay, so you can say, how do you say the word for name? 이름. 이름 means name. 이름. 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 So if you want to say, what is your name? In Korean, you're going to say the word what. You're going to say is. And you're going to say the word name. You're going to actually omit the word your. In Korean, when you meet someone for the first time, you don't even address them as you. You don't even acknowledge them with a pronoun. You just say a phrase without a pronoun, but it still gets understood because it's obvious who you're asking that to. So what is the word for name? That's right, we just did it. 이름. 이름. And how do you say what is? You need to know the word for what. Okay? So to say what, you can say 뭐. 뭐. So you see the spelling here? It's basically 무 plus 어. 우 plus 어 makes 뭐. It's this vowel right here. 워. 워. 뭐. 뭐. Okay? So 이름 뭐. Are we done? Nope. We need the verb at the end. In Korean, verb goes at the end. That was our grammar point from last week. Verb goes at the end, right? So 이름 뭐. We need the verb for is. There are two choices. You can say either 예요 or 이예요. But which one is correct? This first one is correct because the preceding word, which is 뭐, it does not have a 받침. What does 받침 mean again? That was our second point last time. 받침 means final consonant. For example, in the word 한, I shouldn't say n, 니은, the letter 니은 is the 받침, final consonant, 받침. So once again, here, 이름, 뭐예요? Name, what is it? So I'm going to erase this one, okay? Or I'm actually going to bring this over here. Okay, so this is the be verb, to be verb. Okay. Yes, great point. So some of you are starting to say, oh, don't you need 이름이? And you are correct. So why I didn't have it earlier, you do not have to have it. That's a marker. Remember last time we did particles? Particles are also known as markers. So 이 or 가, right? 이 or 가. It's a subject marker. The main subject of this phrase is 이름. 이름이. 이름이 뭐예요? Name, what is it? What is your name? 이름이 뭐예요? Okay. So there is a honorific way to say what is your name? Instead of saying 이름이 뭐예요? you could say 성함이 어떻게 되세요? But if that sounded very complicated to you, that means you are normal. 성함이 어떻게 되세요? Basically, instead of saying the word 이름 for the word name, you're saying 성함 to mean name. Instead of saying 뭐예요, what is it? You say 어떻게 되세요? To be extra polite. Let that kind of sink in, but if you are a beginner learner and you say 이름이 뭐예요 to someone, I don't think the listener will be offended. So you can just say 이름이 뭐예요. You're not sounding rude. I'm sure they'll understand. There is a question here. Sarah Jen asks, what are some Korean words or sounds that can replace the English or fun question. So I'm gonna add that to like a little side note right here. So maybe Korean ums or us. It could be like all. I think it would be all. All, right? Yeah. All. And this all is the third vowel. All. So it's just like English. All. Yeah? 괜찮아요? Okay. So our first question, 이름이 뭐예요? And then do you want to ask like, oh, where do you live? Or is that kind of weird? Let's see. Let's try to imagine a setting. Where is a possible place that you'll meet a Korean person? Be realistic. Wherever you live. Or if you want to be in Korea and you want to imagine yourself in Korea, I guess you can do that too. Where would you meet? School? Okay. School. At a cafe. That's a good one. Well, if you're not sure if someone is Korean, and if you want to ask, oh, are you Korean? Then you can use the phrase from last time. 사람이에요. 사람이에요 means person, right? So you would say this. Okay, so I'm gonna go back here. Yes, I shared these notes. You can even go on it. If you go to kconnect.org, this is my website, kconnect.org. Just click here. Click here to access the notes. Okay? All right. So you can just say, 한국 사람이에요? 한국 사람이에요? Korean person. It is. Remember, 이에요 is the verb. 예요, 이에요. 한국 사람이에요? Okay. And if you want to ask, are you like from Korea? Are you from Korea? You can say 한국에서 왔어요? 한국 means Korea. 에서 from 왔어요? Came. 한국에서 왔어요? Izzy, can't you use 입니까 as well as 이에요? Yes, you are correct. 입니까 is basically a deferential verb of 이에요. So maybe we should build a table. So to be 예요 or 이에요, or deferential 입니다, 입니까 for questions. Okay. 한국에서 왔어요? If you want to ask, do you live in Korea? What's the word that you start with? Guess. If you guess Korea, you are correct. 한국. Good. 한국에, and the main verb this time is live. 살아요? 한국에 살아요? Okay. All right, so we added some more questions. Let's review. What is your name? 이름이 뭐예요? Are you Korean? 한국 사람이에요? Are you from Korea? 한국에서 왔어요? Do you live in Korea? 한국에 살아요? 네, any questions? Dragon 날씨 감사합니다. 감사합니다. So once again, we're going over basic information about a person you just met. Okay? So at this time, let's go over the other question words. How do you say who? 누구? 뭐? When? 언제? Where? 어디? Why? 왜? How? 어떻게? Okay. So these are the Korean question words. 누구, 뭐, 언제, 어디, 왜, 어떻게. And then we can add our verb here. We also did to live. 살아요. 삽니다. Question form would be 삽니까? All right, then let's think about these question words and then come up with some questions. Okay. So some of you said you might meet a Korean person at a school or at a cafe. Sure, you can ask, how old are you? So last time we talked about age. And in Korean culture, it's kind of common to ask for people's ages, especially if you're going to be working together, you're in class together, you're going to be kind of together for a while, then it's very common to ask for the people's ages. But now, let's say you are just at a cafe, you're studying, and then someone else like next to you, they're just sitting there, you're just strangers, and you might not like become friends after today. Maybe if you ask for their age, they might be a little bit like, oh, like I feel kind of shy, or like, oh, I don't want to share. That's understandable too. But again, because it's like so embedded in the culture, I think once you start speaking Korean, that also might be understood by all the parties in the conversation. Like, oh, we know it's a thing to ask for the age. So some words you might just need is 살이에요. So the question, is it true you can't really be friends unless they are the same age as you? I would say there seems to be like an invisible barrier. Yeah, that even if you're like 1 year different, there is a barrier that you feel, which is kind of unfortunate at times. And also on the other hand, if you're the same age, no matter how awkward things have been like up to that point in the conversation, that's like the biggest barrier breaking information that you can share if it turns out you're the same age. There's all of a sudden like a best friend vibe between the two. Yeah, are you in a situation that kind of concerns you about that? So again, to ask how old are you, you can say 몇 살이에요? Basically, 몇 살. 몇 살 comes from how many ages. So I know it's not up here in our list of question words. I'm going to add it. How many would be 몇. Okay? So how many age would be 몇 살. So once again, how old are you? 몇 살이에요? 몇 살이에요? If you want to kind of ask like or say like excuse me, but you know, you can say 실례지만 to, you know, kind of ease into the conversation, right? 실례지만 몇 살이에요? 실례지만 몇 살이에요? Okay. All right. So at this time, let's see, right here. Okay, so once again, we have the question words here. 누구, 뭐, 언제, 어디, 왜, 어떻게, and then we just added 몇, 몇. 받침 rule states that even if their 받침 is ch, 치읓, you do not let that sound out. You don't say 몇, you just say 몇, as if you like stop the sound before you say ch, 몇. Yeren? Is this the Yeren I think I know? Yeren, what's the code word? What do you have to say if I go jack, 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 jack? Well, maybe that's not really a secret, but Yeren, you better know it. 어머나, 너 맞구나, 예린아. 안녕. 잘 지내고 있니? Bunny, yes, I'm going to save this recording and I'll post it on my YouTube. And even this document that I'm using, again, I mentioned it earlier, but if you go to kconnect.org, you can access it by clicking here. 예린아, good luck next year, okay? Or this coming up school year. 화이팅! 나도 보고 싶어. Yes. I was taking some Korean classes, but when it came to the 받침, it's hard. I know. 받침, when you get to the 받침, the rules might sound simple at first, but it may be tricky as you learn more words. At that point, I say just worry about trying to read, not to be so fixated on, okay, what is the 받침 rule, like every rule. That's going to take forever. Yerina, yes, see you soon. Okay, so some things that, you know, realistically, let's say you met a Korean person or someone that seems Korean at a cafe or school, and you want to say like, oh, you know, I want to practice like a conversation partner. Isn't that something that you might want to say? Then maybe you can say like, can I practice my Korean with you? You know? Then maybe something like, may I practice Korean? 한국말 연습해도 돼요? Okay, so for the first time, we're doing like a may I, like may practice, kind of a verb. 한국말, first of all, means Korean language. 한국말. 연습 is practice. 연습해도 돼요? 연습해도 돼요? 연습해도 돼요? So that's like, may I practice Korean? Yeah, pronunciation is difficult for you. 7, do you have any one-on-one lessons? Yes, I can offer Zoom tutors. Hopefully, if schedule aligns really well, I'm willing to attempt to schedule and everything. If you're super interested, please message me. Pizzeria. I'm learning Korean. Any tips? What do you say, friends? What are some tips? I say just try to listen to a lot of Korean. If you're a beginner learner, listen to lots of Korean. And what are some ways to listen? Korean shows, right? Korean content. For any apps, I myself have tried a little bit of Hello Talk to just actually talk to someone else that's out there, like a conversation partner, you know. Even if you're like talking to many people and you're always doing self-introductions, I think as a beginner learner, repetition helps, so anything is good. I've heard of italki is very effective. What else? So, 안녕하세요. Giovanna, it's hard to understand the difference between 은는 and 이가. Giovanna, last time, so this is from last week, we went over the particles for a little bit. So take a look, see if this rings any bells. But it's not easy. You just have to just keep using it. I say in language learning, you have to use it. You have to make mistakes. And then the teacher or the Korean person, they'll correct you. So you just have to attempt, make a mistake, and then open up opportunities to be corrected or to be helped. That's something that I can say. Or just to read. Like if you are a bit able to read a Korean book or Korean short things, just read a lot and you might get used to the patterns. But one thing that you want to note, all these particles, when people talk, people tend to drop them. People tend to not use the particles if it's obvious what the subject is, if it's obvious what the topic is, and so on. So 은는, 이가, these particles, they're more so prevalent in like written text. That's something to keep in mind, written. So which means if you're reading something that's like a social media post, that's more for like socializing, like conversational rather than like a statement or something very formal, then you might actually not really see the markers. So then it will not be helpful. It would not be a good chance for learning if that's the goal. Jack is asking, what is 말? Oh, good point. So 한국말 basically means Korean language. So quick pause note here. So Korean language, 한국말 or 한국어. 한국어. Korean person is 한국인 or 한국 사람. I'm gonna actually change the word order of these two. The first one is slightly more colloquial. Second one is a little more formal. Okay. Oh, 트이다. Yes, I've heard of that one too. 트이다. Angelica, do you do this every day? No, it's been Tuesday nights that I do this, and I'm in California, so like Tuesday, 7 p.m. Faro, 안녕하세요. Leah, any tips for learning to read? I struggle so much with remembering the combos in the alphabet. Any tips for learning to read? So first of all, you know the Hangul then, right? Then just practice reading actual things. Maybe get like a very simple book. I have something here. Hold on. So the other day, I stopped by a bookstore, and then I got these books. Ta-da! I'll show you some of these books after I check the other questions. Could you please... Could you please explain the rule about counters and the number 스물 or 스무, please? Okay, well, let's not... Oh, yeah, Korea. I'm in the state. I was in Korea. I was visiting, but I'm back. So goal of the day was to ask for basic information about a person you just met. Should we... anything to add for this one? And then I'll answer the other questions. So these are the verbs that came up today. To be, to live. If you want to ask 이름이 뭐예요? Honorific version is 성함이 어떻게 되세요? Are you Korean? 한국 사람이에요? Are you from Korea? 한국에서 왔어요? Do you live in Korea? 한국에 살아요? Excuse me, but how old are you? 실례지만 몇 살이에요? May I practice Korean? 한국말 연습해도 돼요? And this brought up the point that Korean language can be 한국말 or 한국어. Korean person can be 한국 사람 or 한국인. And then I'm going to also add here useful apps for Korean practice. 트이다, italki, and HelloTalk. How's that? 네, 박수 박수. Anything to add for this topic? 괜찮아요? Okay, so I'm going to show you the books. Let me flip my camera. 안녕하세요. Okay, so this book, have you heard of 흔한 남매? So this is actually a YouTube channel, and 흔한 남매 basically means like common siblings. So the YouTube channel, it's basically these two siblings always like, I don't know, going on an adventure, like just, you know, fighting, bickering, and just having fun. So it's like manhwa style. This is so popular. I actually don't know like really firsthand, but I hear this is very popular among elementary students. So it's PG, and it's funny, and you know, it's like cute, right? And you know, it's easy. Korean elementary school students, their language level is high if you were to compare to an adult new learner. But you know, there's some words that might come up and you might find it useful. Here's a short story book. It's called 만복인의 떡집. So as you can see, it's really thin. This one is more, it's not like a manhwa, but the text is about this much. I would say this is a pretty good reading level, beginner reading level. I got these from a bookstore in LA, but they also have an online shop. It's called iBookPark. iBookPark. Like iPhone, like iBookPark. They also do shipping online. This one is called 푸른 사자 와니니. 푸른 사자 와니니. What does 사자 mean, you guys? 사자. 사자. And this is the text. So it's a little more advanced. Yay, Catherine, lion, 사자. So 푸른 사자, yay, Faro. 푸른 is a word. It could be like blue or cool color. 푸른. 푸른 사자. 와니니 is the name of the 푸른 사자, the blue lion. 와니니. If you want to look, try to read it. Is it like flipped for you? It's not gonna be easy to read, huh? There's like chapters. Yeah, I could flip it. But these 3 books were recommended to me after I asked for this one. So yes, I would say books. And you know, just like take notes on them, and then maybe after you read, you can write it. Just like dedicate 15 minutes, 30 minutes to do that. And you'll start to learn, you know, words. You'll start to see like verb endings that are a pattern. You'll maybe even start to see the particles, right? Because I definitely agree, the particles are very, very hard. Okay, this one. Oh, this one. It's actually a girl. 남자, 여자. 흔한 남매. 흔한 남매. So this one in Korea, it's about 11,000 won. I think on iBook Park, it's not too different. It's like 12 bucks. Let me see. iBook Park. Uh-oh, they're under maintenance. That's not good. 사장님. Oh, there we go. There we go. So this is the website. iBookpark.org, or sorry, .com. They have a storefront. If you live not too far from K-Town, they have a storefront there. I think their address is at the very bottom here. And let's see. So I could search for 흔한 남매. You know what? Maybe I was wrong. The price is a little more like closer to 18 bucks, not 12 bucks. Yeah. Okay. 흔한 남매. 푸른 사자 와니니. 푸른 사자 와니니. So this was the one that I had. And if you go, there's like description, chapters, things like that. Should we do like story time? 푸른 사자 와니니. Let me try to here in Korea, I have special library for school books. Where can I find it? I think even regular libraries for just residents, you might be able to find some study books. Yeah. But you might find more of English study books. You know, you're not gonna really find Korean language study books unless they're for like babies, right? Because in Korea, Korean people might not know or might not learn Korean from the very, very beginning. But who knows? There's lots of visitors and foreigners these days in Korea. Libraries might make those provided for you. 해 뜰 무렵. So this is kind of the level of text if you're curious. Wondering if for some of you this is a right level. For the 만보기의 떡집, this is the level of text. I think this book is really cute. Oh, 떡. 떡 means rice cake, right? So if you go... Oh, this is so hard. So this is the level of language. Yes, I am Korean. 흔한 남매. One thing though you might want to know is the text. It's not going to be formal speech. It's going to be informal, right? So once again, I have 흔한 남매. 만보기네 떡집, and then 푸른 사자 와니니. And if you find other books that you feel are really good for learners, let us know. And yes, Mira, I can teach Korean. I have been teaching at a public school for about 6 years, and overall teaching about 10 years, and we just went over some basics. And today the goal was to ask for basic information about a person that you just met. Okay? All right. I'm willing to stay for another 10 minutes or so. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm gonna put the link here. iBook Park. What's your favorite Korean word or phrase? Interesting question. Favorite word? Okay, these 3 books. Favorite word? 뭐가 있을까? That's not good. I can't even think of one. What the heck? Favorite word? 뭐 사랑해? Yeah, right. I couldn't even think of it. Maybe like, well, I know I say like 대박. Oh, 대박. 대박. Like, oh my gosh, so cool, awesome, right? 대박. Mira, by chance, can you teach me Korean? I really want to learn. Do you by chance have any classes or anything or tips, anything? Yes, Mira, yes. Okay, so I can offer Zoom classes, but I just don't want to commit to a fixed class just yet. I want to see how my school year goes. I start teaching at an actual physical school now next week. We start next week. And I just want to see how the weeks go. If I feel like I could even manage an after-school Zoom class, then I would do it. So just maybe stay connected with me. Follow me for any updates. I would be happy to do like a actual either one-on-one or like a small group, because it really helps if I can hear like what you are pronouncing or, you know, quick feedback, right? I'm assuming, because that's how I would feel. I like when I hear people say 뭐해요, like all angry. Oh yeah? Like 뭐해요? Like what are you doing? 뭐해요? Like that? Well, some other Korean words that I like because it's hard to explain in English. I could think of like 눈치, like ability to read the room. Okay, good, Corey, in the list of future classmates, awesome. And then, do you know the word like 정? Kind of like special love that you feel, not just like romantic love, but you feel 정 with people that you were with, with people that you just met. Even if you just met someone, you want to like take care of them, so you're like super nice or you're super like courteous to someone, then you might feel a 정 because it was like an act of service that was uncalled for, that was just kind of over, right? Just, yeah, really more than that you asked for. I teach at a high school. The link for the online books is iBook Park. Oh, 뭐하야, like that? That sounds like a 사투리. You know what 사투리 means? 사투리 means dialect, right? I wonder if it's a 사투리? 이름이 뭐예요 means what's your name? What's your name? 뭐하야? And another word that's hard to explain, there's no one equivalent word in English, would be the word 한. You might have come across this word. 한 means, well, 한 for 한국 as also, but just 한 means like some like really deep-seated sadness or like angst that is really hard to get rid of, like 한. So let's say someone says, oh, like I have so much han in my heart, then it sounds like that person has gone through so much in their life, like so much hardship, that they have all these unresolved like hardship, unresolved sadness in their heart. There's a lot of articles or like social commentaries where they say Korean people have a lot of han, because in recent history, like mere like 50 years ago, there were all these like troubles in Korea, like Korean War, the division, and Japanese annexation. So like so much han, especially like the elders that actually experienced it, they have han. So, I love these one syllable words that have so much meaning, but also there's no one equivalent definition in English. Okay, there are several questions. Do you have any tips on memorizing vocab? Is there anything I can do besides flashcards? I would say we were just talking about like listening to a lot of Korean, whether it's a show, podcast, or really reading. I mean, even in English, right? Even in your home language, a way to acquire vocab is reading, right? So just reading, because with that, reading gives you the context, and then there's a story. So you're like not memorizing it like just word definition, but you're just reading, you're absorbing it just naturally. That's how babies learn words, right? They're just absorbing words naturally in the settings. So hopefully that helped. Yes, han also means number one. That's right. I know. There's a lot of homophones. I used to be in this Korean course and I learned a good chunk, but I'm low-key. Yeah, forgetting. But I always I say, there are some learners, they say, oh, it's been a while since I learned Korean. I forgot everything. Once you start learning again, things are gonna click. You're gonna be faster with the learners that are learning at the same pace as you. So, 화이팅! Oh, you wanna go to my high school to learn? English is so confusing. So you wanna learn Korean? Can you remember? Sure, my YouTube channel is kind of the same. I think it's Miss Shimmy Shimmy Shim. I'll look it up and then I'll show you. Recently, I learned the phrase 눈 붙여, like close your eyes. I think that means like to sleep. Wow, who said that to you? That doesn't sound like a common thing. 눈 붙여. Today I went to the Korean market near me and I said 감사합니다. Oh, that's good, right? Why the face? Yeah, 잘했어. Oh, okay. He's like, whoa. Good. And then maybe if they ask like, oh, 한국말 해요? Then you can say like, 네, 조금 해요. Maybe, right? You got embarrassed and ran away? 아이고, 귀여워. Cute. 귀여워. Well, if you see, is it a market that you go to often? You should go again. And you should say the phrase that we learned today. Huh? This phrase. Well, okay, let me flip. Hi, Cece. Yeah, we've been here about an hour now. And I just wanted to, you can ask, 한국말 연습해도 돼요? Okay? 한국말 연습해도 돼요? Or like 한국말 연습하고 싶어요? 한국말 연습하고 싶어요. It means like I want to practice. 네. Okay? Alright, so this is my YouTube, Miss Shim Korean. And last time I uploaded this one. This is our last live. I think it went...
Delivering what you want to say.
Oh, yep, that's it.
Delivering what you want to
Oh
say.
my gosh. Shut up. I don't want to hear my voice. No, I'm so used to hearing my own voice, but still, that was kind of weird. But yeah, Miss Shim Korean. Still can't read them all yet, but LOL, be struggling, but I have a good one, y'all. Oh, okay, good. What is it? Are you talking about a book? Okay, also 눈 붙여. Which book do you have? 눈 붙여, that's like, oh, sleep, right? 네, 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. All right, I think we'll call it a night in a few minutes. Thanks for your support and enthusiasm, Maria, Nikki. Oh, the language. Sorry, I didn't understand you. I found this one website that caught me Hangul in like an hour. Okay, someone is inviting me to co-host. What should I say? Is this person... I don't think this person is even on here. I'm gonna say no. Yes. 하지마. Oh no, someone is inviting me to co-host again. Tahir Khan Jani 888. I don't think this person is even on here. I'm gonna decline, okay, you guys? What the heck? Does that happen? Was that your Korean learning channel? Yeah, it's Mishim Korean. I'm so bad at uploading consistently though. I need to be better. 하지마. 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 좀. Oh my gosh, they're inviting me again. Who are you? Tahir Khan, are you here in this room? If I don't know your identity, I'm not gonna accept. Can you tell me how to write my name, please? It's Arlie. Okay, you know what? Let's call it a night after spelling out Arlie for Arlie. Our Arlie, let's spell your name. I'm gonna go back here to show the chart. All right? Okay. So this is the Hangul chart. Arlie is going to need, let me actually do it right here. Okay. So it's going to need 2 blocks of letters. Arlie. Arlie. Like that, okay? Arlie. How do you do ah? You first need the silent. So you start with ah vowel. Good. But you have to start with the placeholder. So you start with the circle, iung, R. And then we need li. So it would be liel, and then e vowel, e. So now we have ari. But ari sounds more like Ari. So what we can do to make it sound more like Arlie, it's more emphasized, with the l at the bottom. Ali. Arlie, Ali. This one. Arlie. Ali. What do you guys think? Do you agree? Ali? So there's no R sound in Korean, but you would add another l to emphasize the l. Ali. Yay! And what a pretty name. There was a question. Why does the last name E change into Lee? I never understood. Oh, I know, right? The last name E, which was such a common last name, pronounced more like E, becomes Lee. So, okay, Maria, Nikki. Tomorrow, I'm not sure. I will post, you know, like the little thought bubble on TikTok? I'll post on there if I'm going to be live again tomorrow night. Thanks for asking though, because I feel like you want me to be back, right? Okay. Masumune Kadoya, 예뻐요. Great spelling and so nice. 예뻐요 means to be pretty. 예뻐요, it's pretty. 네. What else? Okay, oh yeah, we're saying. So I think 이 became 리 to make it more, like sound more Western. I know. And then obviously 박, another common last name, pronounced more like Pak, right? But this became Park with the R added. Yeah, I mean, imagine, you know, like late 1800s or early 1900s, a E blah blah Korean person comes into Hawaii or San Francisco and they're like, huh, what's your last name? And they say E. I don't understand. Let's just add a little L there. Right? Or Pak. To make it sound more Western, let's add an R right there. Park. All right, just because I love you guys and I love Maria, let's write Maria's name in Korean, and that for sure is going to be the last thing. I always say this. New cool free 감사합니다 for your compliment, and Maria 감사합니다 for your compliment. So Maria in Korean, it's going to have Maria. Those are gonna be the 3 syllables, okay? We first need M sound. Good job, Masamune. Ma, R, E, and then silent, and then Good. Good, R. No, you did a good job spelling that out. Real quick, R. You do not need the particle E. Why? Because you're doing the liking, right? I'm not doing the liking. You're liking me, right? So you have to drop the E particle. You get it? Because you are the main subject. Yes. Good. See? You tried it. You made a mistake, but I understood it. It was still understandable. That's why I corrected you. And so now you had an opportunity to learn. Perfect example. So yes, if you're here with me from the very beginning, thanks so much for being here. But we just talked about how to ask for basic information. These are the things that we went over today, and then we obviously digressed into other things. I will also do my best to download today's hour-long live, and then I'll post it on my YouTube channel. Someone asked for it. Here it is, Miss Shim Korean. Mishim. Hopefully it comes up for you right away. And I usually post everything on my website, which is kconnect.org. So what I can do is just put also the YouTube link on here. Okay. So if you go here, you can also get these like Hangul charts if you feel like that helps and things like that. All right. So with that, I would like to say 감사합니다 everyone for being here. 안녕. 안녕히 가세요. Good night. 잘 자요. 감사합니다. Yes, good. R. 화이팅. 잘했어. 네. Good night. Bye.